Hello friends, how are you? Today I am discussing one of the most important case law relating to power sectors. So, in spite of the cold weather, I hope all will be out of weather and enjoying their life. So, I am talking about the case law that is Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Limited versus EMCO Limited and another 2016. Friends, this is significant decision by the Honorable Supreme Court of India concerning the interpretation of power purchase agreements PPAs in the context of renewable energy, particularly wind and solar energy. The judgment highlighted the importance of honoring contracts in energy agreements and reinforced the sanctity of tariff orders approved by regulatory authorities. Going to the background of the case, EMCO, here the respondent entered into a power purchase agreement with Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Limited, a state-owned utility for the sale of electricity generated from its wind power projects. The PPA was executed based on the tariff orders issued by the Gujarat Electricity Regulatory Commission, which provided a fixed tariff for wind energy projects commissioned during a specified period. EMCO's project commissioning was delayed and it became operational after the cutoff date specified in the tariff order. So the Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Limited refused to honor the higher tariff under the original tariff order and sought to apply the lower tariff applicable for project commissioned after the cutoff date as per policy matter. So there arose a dispute. EMCO argued that the delay was due to reasons beyond its control and sought to enforce the higher tariff under the original PPA, whereas Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Limited contended that tariff order clearly specified that projects commissioned after the cutoff date would be eligible only for the revised tariff, which was on lower side. So the issue that were arose before the Honorable Court were, should the tariff specified in the PPA prevail even if the project is commissioned after the cutoff date stipulated in the tariff order? What is the role of Electricity Regulatory Commission in ensuring compliance with tariff orders and PPAs? This was the second issue. And third issue was, should EMCO be allowed to claim higher tariff despite the delay in commissioning the project? So, after detailed discussions and arguments, the Honorable Supreme Court gave its observation. Honorable Supreme Court held that tariff order issued by the regulatory authority are binding on all parties, including power producers and distribution licensees. The tariff applicable to a project is determined by the date of commissioning as specified in the tariff order itself. Electricity Regulatory Commission plays a crucial role in balancing the interest of power producers, utilities, and consumers. Any deviation from the tariff order must be approved by the Regulatory Commission. The court emphasized that delays in projects commissioning, whether due to developer's fault or otherwise, do not entitle the developer to claim a higher tariff beyond the cutoff date specified in the tariff order. Electricity tariff orders affects millions of consumers, and deviation from approved tariff can have far-reaching implications. Ensuring adherence to tariff orders is essential for maintaining regulatory discipline and public interest. So, Supreme Court ruled that EMCO was entitled only to the low tariff applicable to the projects commissioned after the cut-off date. The court rejected EMCO's claim for the higher tariff under the original PPA, holding that such a claim would undermine the regulatory framework and tariff orders. The court upheld the Regulatory Commission's authority to enforce tariff orders and directed both parties to comply with the revised tariff. So, this was a consumer favored judgment. Coming to significance of the orders. This judgment reinforced the binding nature of tariff orders issued by regulatory commissions, ensuring consistency and predictability in the power sector. The ruling emphasized the importance of adhering to regulatory frameworks, preventing arbitrary deviation that could disrupt the power sector. The decision underscored the need for developers to adhere to timelines for project commissioning to benefit from higher tariff under incentive scheme. By prioritizing a regulatory discipline and consumer interest, the judgment balanced the interest of developers, consumers in the evolving renewable energy market. Friends, this was all about this case. So I am concluding my this case law by saying that this case law, that is Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Limited versus EMCO Limited, is a landmark decision in the power sector. It highlights the need for compliance with regulatory frameworks and the sanctity of tariff orders in energy agreements. The ruling ensures that the interest of all stakeholders, including consumers, developers, utilities, are balanced while maintaining the credibility of the regulatory system. So this was a warning to those who are not sincere in implementing their project. If you have to get incentive scheme, you have to remain within the timeline of the project. Otherwise, you will have to suffer in spite of the huge costs, which too is also a public money or shareholders' money. But due to few directors' negligence, they too have to suffer. That's all. God bless you all.